We need a new little jingle though for the start and the end. I need to pull the keyboard out again. Or we can just have Tam singing like we did for the intro of the last episode.
That
Tim
worked.
was singing.
It did work well. I liked it.
When I was like, it's another smash.
No,
It's
not-
another smash.
Not that one. The other one.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
when I was
Now who
feeling
brought up
the
Smash?
freedom. Do.
It was a lot more high pitched than that.
Oh, it was.
Yo, 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 it's another Podcastle. Let's get it down with the latest
Okay, let's
themes
start.
of the month.
JP should be hosting this thing. He's got it. He's got it. Hey, I'm Dave, and you're listening to another podcast. Joining me again tonight is Tam and JP. Hey guys, how you been?
Yes.
I should start off by saying Happy New Year. We haven't actually spoken since the New Year, have we? We may
Oh,
have
I said
a little bit.
Merry Christmas as well.
Anyway, as we do with our monthly podcasts, we are going to talk a bit about the games that came out last month, their critical reception, yada yada yada, whether we picked them up, and then get into the games that are coming up this month. There's actually not a lot, but I mean, we did some digging and found some interesting ones, I think. So anyway, let's get on with it. So we'll just touch on the fact that we should be covering Xenoblade Chronicles X because technically it did come out last month, but our last episode came out so late that, you know, Tam and JP had both picked up the game, so I think we've fairly well covered Xenoblade Chronicles X, considering we were talking about it the months before that as well, just, you know, leading up to it. So I think we'll move on to the other games for the month. So I'm just going to rattle off the list. Just Cause 3, Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, Yokai Watch, Fat Princess Adventures, Fast Racing Neo, How to Fool Boyfriend Holiday Star. Did you guys pick up any of those?
I picked up Fast Racing Neo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked up Fast Racing Neo and Mario and Luigi Paper Jam.
Okay, cool. So you both got Fast Racing Neo. I still need to download that. How are you guys finding it?
I find it very F-Zero-ish. I'm kind of alright at it. I'm not the best racer at it. I'm still trailing a bit behind now and then.
Were you good at F-Zero?
Sort of. I was much better at F-Zero. But
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of interesting trying to get used to a whole new racing game, and I do love the tracks. They do go in depth with some of them, and they look really well done, some of them.
Tam, last time you spoke of Fast Racing Neo, you did compare it. I'm pretty sure it was you. You said that it was basically F-Zero meets Wipeout, and you saw that as a good thing. You still think that, or?
Yeah, I do, because, well, we don't really see either game anymore, so I think it may as well see a bit of a fusional one, and it definitely, the aesthetics is very F-Zero, and the feel of speed is great, but I think a lot of the criticism coming from Fast Racing Neo, and a lot of people who love F-Zero and played it at PAX, like Goog said, that the turning felt a bit off, and I do agree with that. The turning is a bit... It's not very F-Zero like the turning. It's taken a while to get used to the turning for me, and I'm still getting used to certain maps going around corners. Like, there's this one map, which is a desert-based map, and there's all these very sharp turns, and that's the map when it's near impossible for me to finish first on it, because I just always go out of bounds and have to restart, and it's not too fun. But overall, I'm really enjoying the game.
Cool.
I have to agree, the turning is a bitch. And
because,
especially when you're going like 3,000 miles per hour, it gets really hard to turn. And
yeah, because like JP mentioned, the aesthetics of all the courses are great. There's only about I think there's about 16 tracks. Yeah, 4 cups, 16 tracks, and they're all very varied. They all have a different feel to them. They all look beautiful, and they all have different, I guess, sort of gimmicks to each map. Like, there's one map where there's this giant robot that's stomping around the map, and you have to dodge its... It's like this spider robot, and you have to dodge its feet when it moves, and there's all of kind of different variables that make it all interesting.
Is there enough there content-wise? Like, is there plenty of modes? Is there, like, unlockables and stuff as well?
There is, because there's 3 difficulties for the 4 cups, so you go through that. There's there's a time trial mode where you have to beat the dev times for every course on every difficulty, and then once you unlock the hardest difficulty and start unlocking the cups through that, you unlock the maps on this for hero mode, and hero mode's basically the hardest mode in the game, where Fast Racing Neo you have a boost bar which you can collect these like orange and blue orbs on the stage to fill, and in hero mode the bar that you use to fill the boost also acts as a health bar, and if you run out of that, you finish. You're dead. You have to start again, and in hero mode you only clear the course if you finish first. So that it kind of it's an incentive to really master the game, which I'm finding quite enjoyable at the moment. And the online adds a lot of replayability as well. It's very, very solid net code, and I've only had one issue with it online when I was playing in the first week, and it just crashed my Wii U and the other guy I was playing with Wii U. But aside from that, I haven't had much trouble with it, aside from I don't think I've ever had a full match online.
Yeah.
With,
that being
players.
said, I played 2-player with my brother. I found it very hard actually with half a screen.
Oh, it would be, yeah, because it's a lot happens at one time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So having less. Well, I guess I play on the gamepad, so it's not too bad.
You can't have a separate screen with the gamepad and a separate with the TV. You use the same TV.
Yeah, you'd think the option would be for a Wii U exclusive. The option would be there for one person playing on gamepad and the other on the TV. Because that's how local multiplayer for Splatoon works, right? Yeah,
it does. Maybe they're planning on porting it, so they didn't put any Wii U exclusive features in. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it appears on PS4 next year sometime.
Okay, other games this month. Tam, you picked up Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. Played much of it?
Not really yet. In short, it's just classic Mario and Luigi gameplay.
Yeah.
Doesn't really differentiate itself in the last 4 games, which I guess is a good thing, because it is a formula that no one really complains about. Sure, you can argue that it's getting a bit stale and it's just being reiterated over and over again, but I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. And it is an interesting twist to add in the Paper Mario stuff. And as always, it's the writing of that game that's quite amusing.
I don't know, I want to play those games, but I can never find the time for them. Like, I still haven't finished Bowser's Inside Story.
I never finished the first 2 games, Partners in Time and Superstar Saga. That doesn't stop me from still buying them, so lift your game, JP. Lift.
Hey, I've got 6 other games to finish, so give me a break.
6 is nothing. Have you seen my backlog?
Have you seen my backlog?
Yeah, Tam's is probably worse.
I actually probably have more, it's just that I'm playing 6 games right now.
Luigi's Mansion is still in my backlog, which I got at launch of the GameCube.
Oh my god. Alright, other games. Let's quickly get through these other games that came out last month. Just Cause 3, nobody picked that up, did they?
No, I played the demo at PAX, wasn't that impressed.
Okay, fair enough. Yokai Watch, I picked that one up.
How are you enjoying it, Dave?
I'm enjoying it enough that I struggle to put it down sometimes. Like I was telling JP before, I think I've almost hit 40 hours, and most of it has been spent on everything other than the story. So there's plenty to do in the game, and easily get sidetracked. I'm not sure how it compares to Pokemon yet. I'm still undecided of, it definitely does some things better, some things just differently.
It's a lot less competitive focused, isn't it? Because you don't have all the IVs and different things to worry about.
Actually, from what I've read now, there is actually some hidden sort of things like that as well. So,
is there a competitive scene? Is there online play, or?
I think so. Yes, I haven't tried myself, but yeah, I think there is a competitive scene, though probably a small one. Definitely a lot smaller than Pokemon.
Of course.
As I was saying to JP again earlier, Yokai Watch is very different. It's it's full blown retard, and it sort of accepts that that's the way it is. I'm more referring to the cartoon actually than the game, and I can show you some clips from the cartoon, and it's just, I don't know, it's so bizarre. But then I can't stop watching, and I can't stop playing. So yeah, no, I'm enjoying it anyway.
Yeah, the cartoon is actually drawing me towards it, so that's good advertising on their part.
So have you two been watching the cartoon? What do you guys think of it?
I
haven't watched it yet.
I linked JP some clips, and he found them quite interesting.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So out there.
But yeah, the cartoon makes you want to play the game, and the game makes you want to watch the cartoon. So yeah, the Yokai Watch isn't doing much wrong at the moment. I don't know whether it'll really take off here as much as it has in Japan. That's still remains to be seen. But yeah, I think it's doing well.
It'll probably take off initially, and then just go nowhere, like what happened last decade with like Beyblades and Zoids and all those different Japanese franchises.
It's nice that they're branching out and they're going beyond the just being Japanese games. That we're actually getting taste of what Japanese culture is like.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, but Yokai Watch I wouldn't say is too much Japanese. Actually, it does do all these neat little things that might go unnoticed to some, but like things like whenever you enter any house or whatever in the game, the character's shoes come off and they're left at the front door, and as you leave, you put your shoes back on, and that's very much that's a Japanese thing, isn't it? Yes. Yeah. So it's got little things like that. I like that. If you go across the crossing without hitting the button for the traffic lights, so it goes green to walk. If you do that too many times in a row, the game punishes you. It sends out this yokai that basically just blasts you for not following the road rules, and it's like overpowered, and it will just kill you if you're not a high enough rank. So,
ouch. So basically a violent Mr. Rossetti.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, enough of Yokai Watch. Fat Princess Adventures is one that I didn't hear about until later in the month, like basically after Christmas, because I think it went on sale a bit. May have gone on sale. Maybe I just heard about it. But that actually looks pretty interesting. I don't think it has scored too well on like reviews, Metacritic, whatever. But I mean, for those that enjoyed the original Fat Princess, it's completely different to that. It's like a 4-player co-op sort of thing. But all the references and everything would be there, and the characters, of course. So I think I'll pick that up, and I'm hoping I can rope JP into playing it with me.
What the? I've never played a Fat Princess game.
Well, there's only been one before this
Isn't
one.
there the one on PSP?
Oh,
or was
sorry.
It support?
Yes, there was
Yeah.
I think it may have just been a port. Yeah.
I mean, the only time I've actually played Fat Princess was in that Sony Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
What was the name again? PlayStation All-Stars.
PlayStation
Battle
All-Stars
Royale.
Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Let's not bring up that game. One more game that we should talk about from last month, which we only just found on a list of games that came out last month, and that is Hatoful Boyfriend Holiday Star. So, for those not familiar with Hatoful Boyfriend, I just had to educate JP on this before. It's a dating sim, but you date a pigeon. You form relationships with pigeons.
No, you cut out the best part. Basically, you're a human who somehow stumbles into a high school, which is a high school for pigeons, and you date the pigeons.
See, I didn't
even
know
has
that.
the
Okay.
high school setting in Japanese games.
There's a high school setting as well. So, the pigeons go to school. Is that what
I
happens?
believe there's something, and I think it's
They're not just like sitting perched on the school, and you just date them instead of going to school.
No, there's an actual school of pigeons.
A school of pigeons. Right.
I won't spoil anything. I've read the plot. It is the most bizarre thing I've ever read. There is a plot to this game, and it's crazy.
Okay. Can you marry the pigeon?
I assume if you can date them. If you can date them, why not?
Otherwise, it's a tease, isn't it? If you can date it, but you can't marry it.
I don't know how much.
Why would you
further-
bother?
I don't know how
Why
much
would you go
further
to the
it goes
effort?
than that. I don't think it's like MA rated or anything like that. So I don't think there's anything to
Risque.
yeah. Holiday Star though. This is like a Christmas sort of one. It's an episodic midquel set around the holiday season. Takes place in a separate universe from the first game. And unlike the first game, this is mostly a linear visual novel rather than a game. So it's not a dating sim. You can't form relationships with pigeons or anything. This is just a visual novel. And I don't see it doing as well as the original for that reason. Because, I mean,
I guess the
Because you
visual
can't
novel
date
crowd will like it.
pigeons.
There is a large visual novel crowd in certain circles.
yeah. So anyway, yeah, that was the thing. That game came out last month. I can't recommend it because I haven't played it, but I mean, it's there for people that want to play that.
And my friend is reviewing it maybe, so check out anothercastle.com in the future. There may be a review of it.
We always have the weirdest games that we review.
Like Criminal Girls.
Criminal
Check out
Girls,
that review.
Honey Pot.
Will loved it.
Yeah,
He did not think it was a perv simulator at all.
Upcoming games. So let's talk about the games coming up this month and whether we're going to pick any of them up. Some of them, at least one of them, I think may have already released. Anyway, Resident Evil 0 HD Remaster. I forgot that was coming, but that is coming this month. And there's also an Origins collection, which I didn't know of. And Tam has just told me before that the Origins collection is basically just the original Resident Evil 0 and the remaster together in a collection, because for some reason people might want that. See, I don't understand why they wouldn't just, for the remaster, it was one of the only things that the Master Chief collection did right, and that was that you could flick between remastered and the original. I don't know why, for remastering such an old game, why wouldn't they just throw that in as a feature? They feel the need to re-release the original and bundle it together with the remaster.
Well, the original
Wait,
is
which
also
one
the
is Zero again?
It is the HD version of the original, as well as the HD version of Resident Evil 0.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So that's
It does make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that. Actually, that makes less sense to me.
Well,
bundled
look at
them
it this way. Capcom don't know how to make a good Resident Evil anymore, so they're re-releasing their good ones or
Yeah.
their oldies.
Actually, that makes sense. Yeah, we'll run with that, Dave.
Yep. Good work, JP. Other games. A Boy and His Blob. Did you guys ever play that on Wii?
I never did, but I always wanted to. I really like the aesthetic of it, and I think it seemed like an interesting platformer. And
Yeah.
WayForward would always make good, solid 2D platformer games, but
Oh,
unfortunately,
way forward. I didn't know that.
yeah, it's WayForward. But I never got to it, unfortunately,
Yeah, same.
because it's a remake of an NES game.
Yeah, I knew that much.
But yeah, WayForward did it. It was back during that time when WayForward basically did all 2D games.
So now that A Boy and His Blob is coming to Xbox One, PS4, and PC this month, I don't know how remastered it is at all. But it obviously has to have some sort of visual upgrade because it was a Wii title. Will you guys pick it up?
I'll probably wait to see reviews and sentiment, because I know that the Great Gianna Sisters game, the DS version, was remastered on Steam recently, and apparently the port was terrible.
Hmm.
They absolutely screwed it up. So
Well, that just generally happens with any handheld game you try to make a home console game.
that's true. So since this is a Wii to console, and then they're doing next gen console release, it's probably going to be good. So
Yeah.
I probably will pick it up during a sale or something, just to have a curious look at it. I think it's worth it.
Same.
I'm hoping it's cheap enough. It is just a digital release, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I said pick up, but I meant download. Anyway. What else is coming out this month, guys?
We got Life is Strange.
Life is Strange collection, which comes with all the episodes of Life is Strange in one retail bundle. I know you're a big fan of it, Dave, so would you recommend people picking it up?
Yes, I would recommend it. And I would recommend not really looking too much into what it is or watching anything of it. Just go into it blind, and I think most people would enjoy it. It is a bit different to... the only obvious comparison you can make is to Telltale games, but it does things quite differently to Telltale as well. In some cases, a lot better. So, like, your choices matter a lot more, have more of an impact.
Because you play a lot of those games, don't you? Because you were playing through the Game of Thrones one previously.
Yeah. I still need to finish that as well, and I've played through the Walking Dead ones. I've got Tales from the Borderlands downloaded, still need to play that, but yeah, I enjoyed them. And there's a Batman one coming out this year, apparently.
Oh, yeah, of course there is.
That should be good. So would you guys pick it up? So there's a physical edition now, and I'm pretty sure it's like $40 for PC and $50 for the PS4, Xbox One.
I will be. I think I actually have episode 1, I think, on Steam, because I bought some mystery Square Enix PC bundle before Christmas for $10 and got all these games. I actually don't know what they were.
Okay.
So I think one of them was Life is Strange episode 1. So I'll definitely play through that and see what I think. But from what you've what you've said and what I've heard from other people, I think it is a good game to play. So I'm very interested.
And you have intrigued me, Dave. So I have not read anything on it now. I stopped. You actually stopped me from looking up it.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah. So I'm intrigued. And the only problem is there's so many games next month that it's going to be really hard to find $50 for this one.
Yep.
That's a big issue, yeah.
Does it actually work out cheaper if you just download the episodes? I believe so, because like that's sort of like they price the physical edition more because it's a physical edition. Yeah.
And it will never digitally go on sale in Steam sales and PlayStation sales or whatever.
So you can just start with one episode, JP, see what you think, and yeah,
Okay.
go from there.
And if you don't like it, you can stop. Well, that's how episodic releases work, I guess.
Yeah, that's how I played it. I just played each episode as it released, which was
How
over.
big is each episode, though? Usually.
Um,
Because I've never done this yet.
it differs. I reckon I've just bought the first episode, and then maybe I bought the season pass after that, because I'm pretty sure. I think it may have been Life is Strange. Maybe it's the Game of Thrones Telltale one I'm thinking of, but I think the season pass was just for episodes 2 to 5.
Actually, I think that was Life is Strange. Life is Strange, yeah.
That was Life is Strange, yeah. So everyone downloaded episode 1, and then it was whether you bought each episode individually as they came out, or you just paid for the season pass.
And did you find it all right not playing it back to back to back, or just having a gap between each play?
Yeah, no, I liked the gap. I think it worked because I don't know. Like I've never actually experienced that, because the Walking Dead games, I sort of just got them once all the episodes were out, and so I've never had a game where I've played it. Played it at the start of the year and not been able to finish it until the end of the year because the story hadn't been fully released. It's very different experience. But I liked it. Anyway, moving on from Life is Strange, but still on the subject of, Tammy mentioned bundles that you may have got Life is Strange. Is that what you were saying?
Yes.
Just one little tidbit of news that I just remembered is that the latest Humble Bundle, if it's still available, it's the Tom Clancy one. So you get a bunch of Tom Clancy games. If you pay more than the average, which I think is around $10, then you get a beta code for The Division. So if that interests anyone, I actually might go do that right now. So because I think you get quite a few Tom Clancy games. You pay a certain amount, you get extra ones like a Splinter Cell one and whatnot, and then you also get that Division beta code.
Yeah, it's still up for another 4 days.
Cool.
It's the weekly bundle.
Oh, it's just a weekly bundle. So yeah. not long for that one. All right. Other games coming out this month. Final Fantasy Explorers. JP, you like your Final Fantasy? Are you interested in Explorers at all, or is it not really your thing?
It's not really my. I just like the main games. I don't really like play the spin-offs or anything like that.
Yeah.
So you never
So-
played any of the Crystal Chronicle games?
No,
Didn't play, you didn't play Type 0, did you?
nah.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's worth playing the spin-offs.
How
Are any
come?
of them worth it?
I've heard decent things about the. Was it the Wii ones? Was there a good Wii one? Was that the Crystal?
No, I believe
Yeah.
the original GameCube one had some good feedback, though.
The
The
one?
real kicker was you needed 4 GBAs to play 4-player multiplayer
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
because it used the link cable thing.
Yeah.
But I think the one on DS might be, or I think DS one, Crystal Chronicle Echoes was, or Echoes
Also,
of Time was
yeah.
okay.
I've learned with Final Fantasy is that you need to really dedicate your time for those games.
Yeah, it's just
And
like any other RPG basically.
Yeah,
I am
so
interested.
right now,
Yeah.
yeah,
I am
I
interested
can't.
in Explorers because it takes the 4-player multiplayer formula. So I might check it out if
Yeah,
things align and I can find people that will play with me. I think that's the main thing. If I have a group of people that will play it with me online or locally, I will do it. I will probably pick it up and play. Because I feel like those sort of games, you get a lot of fun out of that sort of element. Even if the game itself might not be that great, you do reap some fun out of it playing it with friends.
okay.
The prime
look
example
into
being Devil's Third, which Tam is making us all buy just so he can enjoy Devil's Third.
Yes, Devil's Third online is going to be great.
it's
So if anyone's listening and has a Wii U, go buy Devil's Third.
basically the entire online community of Devil's Third will just be another cast of people, I think, because
Which is just you. It's just you, me, Pete, and Case.
Yep. And anybody else that picks it up after listening to this. JP might. I
No,
think,
I think the most important thing is, Dave, I think 4 is the minimum you need for an online game.
is it? I thought it was 8. I thought we
No, I thought it
needed
was
more.
I tried to play online once and it said, oh, you need 4 people in this lobby. There was only me. I waited for 10 minutes. No one came.
Okay.
It was the saddest thing in my life.
We can still sway JP, I think. Lego Avengers. This is sort of like one of those games that I thought, yes, this is what I want. Like years and years ago, when those Lego games they were popular, I thought, yeah, I want an Avengers game. I'd play that. Now it's finally come, and it's just sort of like, who still is that dedicated to all these Lego releases? There's so freaking many of them. Who actually wants to play this one and is confident that it's going to be any better than any of the other Lego games?
It probably would be. Well, they do have a good track record, so it probably will be a good Avengers game. I think the issue is there is definitely fatigue in Lego games. And I feel like I'm surprised that they didn't just focus on the Lego Dimensions, because surely they could just release Marvel and DC Lego characters for the Dimensions.
Yes.
And get people to buy those separately and just use it like sort of Skylanders, Disney Infinity, and do it off that. But no, instead they release a whole new game. Because like, Avengers.
Mm.
They get a new
They're
game
Lego
too.
now.
Isn't there already Lego Marvel game anyway?
Yeah, this game's just come too late,
Mm.
in my opinion, and it's just unnecessary because we've got Lego Dimensions now, and they could have just added to that, as you said, Tim.
So, what is Lego Avengers based off, Bud? Is it based off the 2 movies, or is it just based off one, or
I would
is it based
assume.
off the comics?
Well, I would assume that it's based off the 2 movies, but then I'm remembering that the Lego Hobbit games, they were supposed to do all 3 movies, and then they never did the third. It was just the first 2. So, which
Could
is
you blame them?
That's weird.
we've got one more game, guys, that we've got to talk about, and this one we only just discovered was actually a thing thanks to EB. This War of Mine, The Little Ones. I haven't heard a single thing about this game. All I can go off is the description on EB Games. It's an R18 plus game. Inspired by real life events, gritty, realistic, engaging, lead a group of civilians and help them survive the war. There's a bunch of other things in there. apparently you can craft your own alcohol and other sort of items. Tam, you looked into this a bit more. What is it
Yes.
exactly about?
Basically, it is a war survival video game, action adventure single player title, which was inspired by the siege of Sarajevo during the Bosnian War in the 90s. And basically, it focuses on the civilian experience of war rather than frontline combat. And apparently, it has rated well on Metacritic. It has a 83 at the moment, so it's been received relatively well, interestingly enough.
Oh, so this was already a PC game, and now it's coming.
And now it's getting a console release. Yes.
Okay, yeah, but it
Yeah.
only came out in November.
Yep.
Now it's coming to console. All right.
Actually, no, it says Android and iOS versions were released in July 14th, 2015.
Oh wow, yeah, JP's right. Oh, it's actually a 2014 game.
Yeah, November. Oh, really?
Wow, it goes back. Oh, yeah, it does. I'm reading up on it now. Yeah, it
So
goes back that far.
This game's that old, and we haven't heard of it.
Oh, okay. Okay, now it makes
Well,
sense.
it is.
Yeah, November
It is being
2014.
published by Deep Silver. They do publish
So-
more niche games. And by the
Yeah,
look
you are
of
right.
it,
It did come to PC in 2014.
But if people aren't talking about this game enough for any of us to hear about it, like, why is this game getting re-released again and again? Like, it was a 2014 PC game, then it came to mobile. Okay, they decided to do a mobile version last year. Good on them, fair enough. Why is it coming to next-gen consoles now after a mobile release? That's sort of...
because it's being published by Deep Silver. They
Oh.
generally just publish shovelware and limited
Well-
release games. So they're probably doing it on a small enough scale that they'll make money.
Actually, according to the reception, it's well received by critics, earning a score of 83 out of 100 from Metacritic.
I think Tam mentioned that, but yeah.
Yeah. So
Good
maybe
score.
that's why.
Yeah, but, I mean, even a good score doesn't work. Like, we haven't heard of this game. I can't imagine that it sold that well.
Well, a lot of people haven't heard of Wonderful 101, but
That's true.
it's a great game.
But it hasn't sold well.
Yeah.
Its opening week in Japan was 3,000. Wonderful one.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
3,000 copies.
Can you think of a game that not many people know of that actually sold well?
Devil's Third.
No, don't say Devil's.
Hey, Dave.
Uh,
Dave, apparently GameStop in the US only got 300 copies for the entire US. It's a good
What
thing.
was the surprise hit?
It's because if games are selling well, people are talking about them and you know about them.
Yeah.
Well, I guess-
What about
yeah, but
Shovel
you
Knight? I mean,
Oh,
a
that
lot of
had
people
hype.
didn't know
That had
about that
hype.
at first. That got
Yeah,
very
it
popular
had a-
word of mouth.
It had a lot of hype, JP, because I had a Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah, it did.
People
Oh,
were
okay.
ready for it.
Okay.
I guess something like Minecraft initially, probably. That just kind of took off in its alpha stage.
All right, guys. We've run out of games. I think that's basically the main ones that we can talk about that are coming out this month. So, do you guys see yourselves picking up any of those?
I might pick up the what's it called? Where's the list again?
Boy in His Blob? Is that the one you're thinking of? I think that's the one you're thinking of.
Yeah, probably a boy in their Life is Strange.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, we missed one. I might pick up Story of Seasons, which is the Harvest Moon game on 3DS.
Oh shit!
I think it just came out last week.
I didn't even see that one on the list.
Because
I missed that.
as Dave remembers my legendary Harvest Moon review, which took 8 months to write.
Oh jeez.
It
So,
was my first review for Another Castle.
and the review came out basically exactly a year after its release. Is that right?
Yep, so maybe I'll emulate the same thing.
No, I don't think we need to do that all over again.
No, but yeah, but apparently it's a good Harvest Moon game, so... Dave, you need to learn more about farming.
No, I don't.
It's
It's not my kind of
Oh.
game.
I'll buy you Agricultural Simulator for your birthday.
Please. That's not actually a thing, is it?
It's on Wii U now, yeah.
I guarantee you pull something out of your head of some sort of simulator, and it probably exists.
Well, one of the most popular best-selling games in Germany is Police Simulator.
Police simulator.
It always sells on PC for some reason.
any other bits of news that you want to mention? Did you hear anything throughout the week or the month that we should talk about? No, JP, we're not talking about Smash Bros. Again.
Well, we mention it every podcast, but NX rumors are popping up again.
Yeah.
The latest one is reckons there's going to be an October release or November release. Sorry,
I really think a release this year could kill it.
kill it.
I don't know. I just don't like the idea of it coming out this year.
I think
Why?
Especially when I think Zelda Wii U should still try and aim to be a Wii U title.
I think it's going to do a Twilight Princess and release on both. Is my
Yeah.
guess. Though interestingly, 2015 in Japan, the Wii U sold more than 2014, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's a similar worldwide.
Mm.
Splatoon and Mario Maker really drove more console sales than
Yeah.
Smash Brothers did, which is
And
interesting.
there's kind of starting to use the gamepad properly. Like, I really like what Xenoblade Chronicles has done with the gamepad.
I feel like if the Wii U had launched or near launch had released games like Splatoon and Mario Maker, might have did a bit better.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
unfortunately, those games came at the end.
Oh, speaking of Splatoon, I heard this month is the last month of DLC.
Oh, really?
oh, like the free stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
They said they would add in free content up until end of January.
So now the content will be paid for.
Well, if they decide to do paid content, then yeah.
Or there probably won't be any more contact at all, would be
Yeah.
my assumption.
To be
Will not
honest,
surprise
there's
me at
more
all.
than enough.
Nintendo just haven't really done that. I mean, Smash Bros is the exception because Mario Kart only had the 2 DLC packs.
I think
Triforce, not Triforce, Hyrule
Yeah.
Warriors had only a couple packs. Actually,
four.
it had four.
3 or 4, I believe.
Had four,
Yeah.
but they all came out sort of pretty close
Simultaneous,
together,
yeah.
and it was all like within 6 months, maybe a year.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Nintendo have never really extended the life of their titles with DLC.
I think I
Mm.
never really played it, but I think Dragon Quest 9 had a lot of downloadable content.
Monster Hunter definitely did, as I recall.
It'd be nice to see them do it with Splatoon, but I feel that they're gonna. I tend to agree with JP, or was it you that said it, Tam, that they'll just stop content altogether.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I wouldn't be surprised if they start working on the sequel for
Yep.
NX,
agreed.
or at least
Yeah.
like a HD port sort of thing.
Yeah.
They'll slow things down and then just eventually go quiet for ages. Apart from the Splat,
Yeah.
which they'll keep up, I think.
Yeah. One thing I would love to see in the sequel is 2-player co-op. Because I just got my brother into it, but we had to take turns online. So it'd be nice if we could actually play together online.
Yeah, because I think the 2 Call of Duty games on Wii U do that.
Mm.
You can do co-op online, which was one of probably the standout feature for those games.
When are we expecting a direct? Don't we usually get a January one?
But there was a December. Actually, was it a December one or November?
There was one in November, I believe.
Yeah, there was a November and then the Smash Direct in December. So I assume
Yeah.
there will be a Direct next week or the week after. Though,
Nah, I'm expecting one in February.
Yeah, I think February now at this stage.
Yeah.
eh,
Especially when you consider the Project X Zone, Bravely Second, and we're going to hear about Fire Emblem Fates somewhere around there.
or like February, March. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon, actually, my guess would be either like very end of January, like 29th or so, or start of February.
Okay. Yeah.
That's my guess anyway. It'll be late January or early February. Though it depends if they actually.
Mm.
It depends if the direct formula is back to normal or not.
What
Because it
did
was
they do
five-
last time again?
Last time we had Shibata and America had Reggie. That was it.
And
Yeah.
didn't they show the new guy?
New guy.
Nah, we never
President?
saw the president.
I thought the president appeared. Or was that something else? Oh,
No.
I think that's something else.
Yeah.
But Shibata's a great guy.
Mm.
Yeah, I like Shibata.
Yeah.
Alright guys, let's leave it at that. It's late.
Yep.
Till next time guys. See ya.
Sayonara.
Oh, you have to, don't you?
See ya.
You have to. You just can't.
Oh, God, you just ruined my goodbye.